Everybody, Keith Best here, and in this video I'm just going to go over and show you how to set up a Twilio phone number in the call center. Now obviously you need to have your Twilio connection, which is done in your preferences, which is in a different video, and that's just putting your API key and the API secret key, and you need to buy a phone number from Twilio, which is fairly straightforward. Once you've done that, then basically you'll see the Twilio number in here, okay? And then all you do is you come into here and you just click on use this number. You give it a name, so that's called test. Now, recording the calls, obviously you've got to consider the legalities of it. If it's illegal in your country, then don't do it, or your state, or wherever. But you can record them just by clicking that. Of course, I normally do, and that's just so you've got some sort of backup as to which calls were, if somebody says a call was rubbish, and then you listen to it and it's actually not rubbish, it was like, they got a big job out of it, then you can dispute it and things like that. Reconnect callers, that's always a good thing to do, because basically what that is somebody phones in, they get through to one of your contractors, they phone back again a day later, 2 days later, something like that, and they get back through to that same contractor again. All calls are leads, that's something I won't use. Basically just treat all calls from known numbers. So it's not very good, because obviously you're not going to get paid for them. So I leave that switched off. Pass the caller ID. Now this depends on how you have things set up. Some of my clients, I have them set up where they pay me monthly for irrespective of how many calls they get, and others, some of me like sort of your web design clients and things like that, and the SEO clients, again, I use these numbers as their tracking numbers. So they really, I will always have on as pass the caller ID. Whereas contractors who are on the pay per lead, well, I don't want them to know the call until they've gone through, and then they can ask the person what the number is and things like that. So these two bits I don't really use, because these are the for the voiceovers, for the text to speech bit. Now I have all of my stuff recorded because it's a lot easier and it just sounds a lot better. Obviously default industry, if you whichever industry you want to pick it. You can have ask the caller industry, in which case you would put in here what choices you've got. Now, as I've only got one choice, it's limiting. But if you had like pest control, roof repair, and locksmith, and you could ask that, and then you can send them all to different areas. I have all my sites just targeting one niche, so I don't tend to use that one. Obviously your lead source, that wants to be where is it coming from. I will normally have, if I've got a phone number for a set of websites, then that'll be the website's name, what would be in there. Debug mode, obviously you don't want that switched on unless you're actually trying to debug something. So then all you do is click next. So what that does is that saves everything and sets up all of the details for Twilio. You then come down to how to handle the calls. Now you can forward the call to a single or multiple numbers. So basically what you will do is you'll come into here, you will add number, and it will be, set up your times and your days and stuff like that. And you start your number in, blah, blah, blah. Put a comment in if you want, and it's active. If you have multiple numbers, then, you might have one active between, just in certain weeks and another one active. So you can swap them over. All the rest of this is the same, so I'll do that on a different one. So you can forward the call to single or multiple lead buyers. which is really it's similar to the other one. You just put your lead buyer in there and select them and select and select and select. And again, you've got your text to speech is the same. And then you've got forward the call to all matching lead buyers, which is the one most people will use because you wanted to forward the call to all the matching lead buyers. So then you put your location in, which I think my location should be that. From the lead buyer. You can have a backup phone number, so if nobody actually answers it, it goes to this one. Now, this is obviously a good one if you don't want to lose any leads, so you could have the phone number coming to you, you take the details, and then you pass them on, or you can just leave it blank, and it'll just go to a voicemail. Now you've got all the text-to-speech sort of thing. Now with text-to-speech, you can have play from a URL, or you can have record the audio. All three of the same, all of them are the same on all of the text-to-speeches. You've got the same settings. Now, to use the text-to-speech, obviously, you put in, what's this, call announcement. Recorded. So you put something like that in, and basically the text-to-speech will convert that into speech. The one I tend to use is play from URL. So you stick it on play from URL, and then you put a URL in. Now I've found that they work best if they're up on Amazon. Just put them up on Amazon S3 and make sure that the folder and the actual this call is set to being public. And the other way you can do it is to actually record your audio. So you enter your phone number, it then calls your phone number, and then you record yourself on there, and that gets the thing. Like I say, I've just done a load of things up on Amazon S3 and just have them all there. So you copy, like, obviously you'd have a different call for your call whisper. You just hit play URL. I'm just going to put the same one in for now. I just have call whisper. Bill after. So basically, this is how many seconds you want to bill. I'll normally have it as 30. And I tell all my contractors, if it's a spam call, get rid of them before 30 seconds, otherwise you get charged for it. And most of them are quite good at getting rid of them. Just in case I'm not interested, go away. Balance alert, then basically you set that on, and what will happen is your contractor will get an email alert if he doesn't have enough credits to receive the call. And basically just say, we were going to send you a call, but you didn't have enough credits, so you need to top up. I always use this require response, and I tell my contractors that it's on, and basically I say, you're going to get a call off me. It's going to say something like, you are getting a call from Bestie, so press 1 to continue. And what they'll do is they will then press 1 and they active, because otherwise, if you don't have that on, it goes to whoever's voicemail, and then it's a wasted call. Now you can ask the caller the location. Now this works well in the USA and in other places where they have numeric zip codes. But over here where we've got alphanumeric, it doesn't work so well because obviously people don't pronounce the letters the same way. So it can work, but it's not as good. So it's something I tend not to do. And again, I tend to have phone numbers which are attached to websites which are targeting a specific area, so I don't really need to ask them. Now, if your system gets a voicemail, you can get an email to say there's a voicemail being. And obviously you can send that email to yourself and you can send it to other people as well. So say you had this set up for a client who's paying you monthly, you can say, right, there's a voicemail being left, go get it. Again, you've got your voicemail message here, which again, I'll put on play URL, same thing. Voicemail timeout is how long it will take before the voicemail kicks in. You can have that whatever you want. You know, it's 240, 360, 900, whatever, just leave it like that. Okay. Now the next bit is the really good bit. And most, especially if you would obviously, if this is going to a client and you don't really want this, if it's not going to a client, it's going for lead gen, then you want to switch auto prospecting on. And basically what it will do then is when a lead comes in, apart from the lead buyers will be getting their phone rang, up to 20 others will also be getting their phone rang to try and get them on board. And whoever answers the phone first wins. Again, you've got the require response, so you can switch that on, so that doesn't go to somebody's voicemail and get wasted. You've got the call to whisper, again, because these are going to, like really the cold phone calls, then basically you need to have you definitely need a proper voice in them. You don't want like the text to speech in this because it sounds too robotic. You will need a proper call whisper, which basically just says, you know, you were getting a call from where Bestie's pest control to give you a free lead. Press 1 to continue if you want it. Something along them lines. And then the callback message is basically, if they miss the call, sometimes what will happen is they will call back and they will get through to this number here, because that's the number they'll see on their phone. They'll get through to this number, and all that does is say, hi, you missed a call from us. We're a specialist lead generating company for whatever, pest control, and we try to send you a lead, but if you'd like some more customers, then leave a message and we'll call you back. That sort of thing. Then all you do is you press save. That saves, and that is your number now set up to be used. Now I'll just check that there's nothing else on any of the other ones that needs changing. So if we go to multiple numbers, sure that, that's that, they're all the same. Go to multiple lead buyers. Obviously we select the lead buyers up there, but that's exactly the same. Okay, so that's it. That's basically how you set up a phone number inside of Lead Simplify. Hope that was useful. Catch you on the next video. Bye.